Hello, everybody. As y'all know, I've been taking my videos in the woods lately, but now that spring is here, we've got poison oak, poison ivy, and poison sumac everywhere, and I have been down with a bad case of poison oak and allergies. So I'm gonna have to limit how much I go into the woods now, and I mean, I'm still going into the woods, but I can't. I'm not going to be able to go as deep into the woods as I normally do because of the poison that's everywhere. So I'm going to be making some of my videos inside, and that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about today was allergies. Um, Almost everybody I know, everybody that I have run into and talked to, are having serious problems with their sinuses and upper respiratory congestion and infections, including myself. I have had ongoing sinus infections and allergies, just nose just constantly draining, and one day and then the next it'll be stopped up. Chest, chest congestion, and a throat is always feel like it's clogged or itchy or stuffy, and I mean it's like the allergies. And I know it's springtime and it's that time of year, but it seems like this year it's worse than ever. Okay. So and I know when I went last time I went to the the store to get some sinus medicine, everything was gone. The shelves were completely empty. The only thing I saw was a little bottle, a little jar of Vicks Vapor Rub. That's all they had. Everything was gone, and I was like, "What?" So that's an indication that it's not just me. I mean, everybody is having problems with allergies, and so we know that a lot of it is the chemtrails, because even though the chemtrails have slacked off a lot, and um, I know it's the wind blowing my door. I forgot my doors up. But the chemtrails have slacked off, but I'm still seeing some, like every now and then. I'm still seeing chemtrails in the sky, and I heard that um, Deborah Travera say that they were going to be spraying a new chemical or in the atmosphere, and which was supposed to distribute more of the virus. So, of course, that's hearsay. So, but we do know that they do spray the virus strains through the chemtrails in the atmosphere, and we breathe it in. We breathe it in our nose, our mouth. It enters through the pores of our skin, gets in our lungs. So that's a lot. That's a lot of what's going on. I mean, the chemtrails and what they're spraying on us is it's got a lot to do with why people are having so many allergies and sinus problems. And I've had people say, I have never had allergies before in my life. And now all of a sudden, boom, it's like over the top sinus infections. Okay. Um, so if you're somebody who is having problems with your allergies, then join the crowd, because you are not alone. Almost everyone, like I said, everyone I talk to is having allergy problems, headaches, dizziness, fatigue, nausea, So, and I think a lot of it has to do with, I mean, I think it's most of the chemtrails, but a lot of it, if you're a targeted individual, a lot of it's going to be what they're spraying inside the house, because I have known for some time that they were spraying some kind of chemical in my house, okay? Because it would just feel like it would go, something would be blowing up my nose, and then my nose would start burning and stinging, and my throat would start burning, and my chest would start hurting, and as a targeted individual, I've known that that's part of the targeting, the harassment. But when I heard Ella, the girl that has the that's from the targeted individual site, say that she made a comment about the chemicals that they were spraying inside people's homes, and that she was trying to tell people, help them, cope with it. And actually, there's not a whole lot you can do when they're spraying chemicals in your home. I mean, for me, I couldn't understand how they were spraying it. I mean, what kind of power source were they using? How are they, I mean, other than breaking in your home and planting it, how would they be spraying chemicals inside your home? I mean, whether are they spraying it through your ductwork, or I couldn't figure out what method they were used to spraying these chemicals. But I know that at nighttime, um, there would just be this smell that would just be penetrating the whole house. And I know when a girl commented on my YouTube channel about it, Cheryl, uh, uh, a new subscriber that I have been, talking to or communicating with on the comment section, and she said that she made the statement that it smelled like old hairspray, like the old Aquanet hairspray, and that she's exactly right on cue with that, because the first time I smelled it, I thought that my mother was here. My mother's spirit was in the room with me because I smelled her hairspray. So it does smell like Aquanet hairspray. And then sometimes it'll smell like just burnt wires. I know a lot of times I'll just smell burnt wires in the house, and I'll get up and I'll walk around the house and I'm looking for it, and I can't find where it's coming from. But it'll make my eyes burn, and it'll make my throat burn, and there'll be like a bitter taste in my mouth. I'll get a bitter taste in my mouth, and that's how I know that they're spraying something. And then they have a lot of methods, because also I've noticed I could be laying in bed at night, and then the cool breeze would just kind of like blow up in my face, and I wonder, where is that coming from? Because my power's off, so my AC's not on. There's no fans or anything running, and my door's not. So where is this breeze coming from? It's like this cool breeze just comes out of nowhere and hits your face, and then it feels good, but then after a few seconds, then I'll start getting that bitter taste in my mouth again, and my nose will start burning. I'll start coughing. So they are spraying our homes with some kind of chemicals. I mean, and it's different kinds. It's not just one, it's several different kinds that's making us sick. So, and I'm talking about targeted individuals. I don't think they're doing this to everybody. But of course it's possible that they are, and that might be why everybody's having the sinus problems and the allergies so bad. But for me, being a targeted individual, I feel like it's definitely happening with the people who are being targeted. Now this has been going on since 2020, and honestly, I have been at a loss. I have not figured out what to do about this chemical that they're spraying in the house, and the headaches and the sinuses and all have just, increased and gotten so bad. And I have really, really, it has not got me down to where I can't get up, but it has put things on hold for me, because I have been trying to cope with the allergies and the sinus problems so bad. They've been so bad, and even my chest was starting to hurt and stuff. So I've been really in deep meditation about it. At first, I started just putting Vicks Vapor Rub in my nose, and this seemed to help, because I've noticed that if I put it in my nose at night before I go to bed, and if my nose starts burning, like Vicks Vapor Rub doesn't really burn. I mean, you're going to have a menthol, a medicated smell in your nose, but it doesn't really, really burn. That, it makes, tingle a little bit, but it doesn't really burn. But I noticed that when they spray the chemicals and it goes up my nose with the vapor rub in my nose, it'll start burning really, really bad, and then it'll push the vapor rub down my nose, down my throat, and then when it gets in the throat, it burns real bad. That's how I know that it's a chemical that I'm swallowing. But so that's how I kind of check it. That's how I kind of know when it's the chemical that's being sprayed in my face is when I got the Vicks vapor rub in my nose and it's burning. And also there'll be a bitter taste in my mouth. And I'll just get up and, gargle with some mouthwash. And then I've noticed that every morning when I wake up, my mouth will be so dry. It's like my whole mouth is dried out. Like, I'm like, what's up with this? It's like, it's hard to swallow because there's a dryness inside the mouth. And you wonder, where did this come from? What's causing this? And so it's the chemicals. The chemicals that you're spraying in our faces at night, in our rooms, in our homes. And sometimes you can smell it through the whole house. Mainly, they hit me at night when I'm sleeping. And for a while, like I said, I was doing the Vicks vapor rub, and then I was wearing the mask. But the mask, just a regular mask, does not help with the chemicals. I mean, it just goes right through it or right around it. It doesn't help with the chemicals that they spray in your face. Doesn't help. That cool breeze just like goes right under it. So I'm no longer wearing the mask. So there's just really not a lot you can do for it, except maybe I'll get up sometimes and just open the doors and just let it, let the house air out, let it blow out. I thought about getting an air purifier, but I don't know if that would help or if that would just make it worse. And I do have some of those little diffusers, that I use for my essential oils. So I put some essential oils in that, and that helps cut down on the odors of the chemicals, but it doesn't have any effect on the chemicals itself. It still hits you. So if anybody has any ideas about what to do about the chemicals that's being sprayed in our homes at night and in our faces, then let me know, let me know in the comment section. I am looking into getting a respirator mask, or, one of those things that goes over your nose and your mouth that you can wear at night. I'm going to look into getting one of those to see if that helps. Also, I am, like I said, I've been in deep meditation about it, and I've been taking I've been doing some hydrogen peroxide therapy to see if that would help with the irritation in my throat and, in my lungs and all. And it's helped some. And I'm using the essential oils on my chest. I just put 2 or 3 drops of everything I've got on my chest at night and rub it in real good. Also, I'm taking NyQuil, to try for the allergies at night, allergy medication. Anyway, this, I'm not going to say this is the worst, because I can't say that the chemicals being sprayed in the house is worse than the lasers that hit me at night, because the lasers are so tormenting till I can't say that, anything is worse than that. But I can say that the lasers have kind of slacked off. Maybe since I put the extra bubble foils over my windows. I already had some on some of my windows, but I went ahead and did the other ones in my bedroom. And I'm also still wearing my magnets and my hat. I'm wearing a hat that has a piece of aluminum foil inside of it that has magnets around the sides. I have 4 magnets around the sides, and I have one in the center, and it's taped to a sheet of aluminum foil and then placed inside my hat that I wear at night. So this helps deactivate the nanotechnology in the head while I'm sleeping. And also, I'm doing the magnets for the ears. I'm still wearing the magnets taped over my ears. I've noticed that if I go without my magnets for a couple of days, if I sleep without the magnets over my ears or behind my ears, I've noticed that I'll start getting the pain in my ears again. The lasers get to me, and I'll start getting the pain in my ears, and I'll start hearing the buzzing and roaring sound in my ears and in my head again. And then that's when I know, well, I've got to go back to my magnets because they're hitting my ears again, and my eardrum's starting to vibrate. And when when the eardrum starts vibrating, you get all those sounds in your ears and in your head. Roaring sounds like rushing water. Sometimes it sounds like wind. Sometimes it sounds like the ocean. Sometimes it sounds like scraping sounds or chirping sounds. Sometimes it sounds like snorting sounds. All kind of sounds can go through your head and your ears. So if you're being hit with the lasers in your ears, in your head, you're going to have to wear the magnets probably every night, especially when you're sleeping, because that's when they hit you the most. And the magnets do work for me. I mean, I've got the bigger magnets. I got some bigger size magnets that I'm now placing behind my ear, back here, right below my ears, behind my ears, but kind of below them. And those big ones, you can't tape those on because they're too heavy. But what I'm doing is I got one of those little nylon caps that that you can get to put over your head, like if you're going to wear a wig. I just put that nylon cap over my head, and I just stick the magnets up under that, and it holds it behind the ears. And so I've been doing that lately. Every time I start hearing sounds in my head or in my ears, that's what I'll do. I'll put the big magnets at night under the cap and behind my ears, and that works. So I realize that everybody may not be experiencing the chemicals in the house, but just wanted to put it out there and let everybody know that it is happening. So if you are having problems with your sinuses, your throat, your chest, you're having sinus infections and they're ongoing, runny nose, stuffy nose, coughing, fever, any of that, it's a possibility that they could be spraying the chemicals inside your home. And right now, the only thing I'm doing is putting the Vicks vapor rub in my nose and running my diffusers with the essential oils. Sometimes I put the peroxide inside the diffuser with my essential oils and let that run all night. I have heard that you can use beeswax candles. They say this will help absorb some of the chemicals inside the house. So I'm going to get some of those, and I'm going to order a respirator to wear at night. And once I get that and I try it, I will give you an update and let you know how it's doing. But this is just to let people know about there are spraying chemicals inside our homes on some people. Okay, so if you've got an ongoing issue with allergies, or chest pains, or sinus infection, this could be what's causing it. So it's just a heads up, y'all. That's all I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to come back later, and I want to talk about some other things, about Morgellons and what's really happening with Morgellons right now, because there's an increase, okay, a big increase in people being stricken with Morgellons. And I honestly believe that everyone on the planet should be doing the treatments and removing the Morgellons from the body, even if they don't have Morgellons. I believe everybody on the planet should be detoxing and doing the tub treatments and cleansing their body of this nanotechnology. Because if they don't, even if they're not being hit right now, eventually they're going to be hit with this. And the longer you wait, or the longer you leave it in the body, the worse your illness is going to be when it hits you. But I'm going to do a video about that later. I want to do a little bit more research. So that's all for now, guys. And I love y'all. Thanks.